The war started without warning. One moment, Earth's skies were quiet. The next, ships larger than mountains floated down through the clouds. They made no noise, no explosions, just silence and light. Cities fell under strange beams of energy. No one knew where the ships came from or what they wanted. People called them ghosts with metal skin. Liam was not a hero. He was a medic, someone who helped the wounded. He had never fired a weapon in combat. When the call came to move toward the northern field, he packed his bag like he always did. His job was to heal, not fight, but this time, something felt different. The unit had barely reached the edge of the woods when the ground shook. A wave of blue light burst from the tree line, and soldiers dropped without a sound. Liam threw himself behind a tree, heart pounding, as strange figures stepped from the mist. Tall, silver-armored beings, their helmets had no eyes. They moved like wind. Liam thought he was about to die. But the soldiers didn't attack him. They passed him like he wasn't there. He stayed still for hours, waiting for them to leave. When he finally moved again, the forest was empty, silent, cold. He wandered deeper, looking for survivors. That's when he saw her. She stood in the center of a clearing. Her armor was gold and green, glowing softly under the sunlight. A long, green cape flowed behind her. Her skin was pale, almost silver. Her crown shimmered with blue stones. And in her arms, she held a small alien baby, its skin light blue, its hair like moonlight. The queen looked directly at him. She didn't speak, but Liam felt the message in his mind like a whisper. My child cries. Soothe her. If you succeed, you may speak to me. Fail, and your people will remain broken. Liam's heart raced. He didn't know what to say. He wasn't even sure if she was real. But the baby was real. It was crying softly at first, then louder. A strange sound, almost like music twisted in pain. He stepped forward slowly, showing his empty hands. The queen didn't stop him. She watched, unmoving, like a statue. When Liam reached her, she gently placed the child in his arms. It was light, fragile. Its skin was cool. Its eyes opened slowly, silver, like melted stars. Liam rocked the baby gently, humming a tune his mother once sang to him. It was an old earth lullaby. The baby blinked, quieted, then made a soft cooing sound. Liam kept humming, whispering soft words. The queen tilted her head. A small smile touched her lips. The trees rustled. And Liam noticed they were no longer alone. A dozen alien knights stood silently behind her, armored and tall. But none of them moved. Their hands stayed away from their weapons. The queen raised one hand, and the knights stepped back. She stepped closer and placed her palm over Liam's heart. You understand care. Her voice echoed in his head. That is rare among your kind. Liam said nothing. He held the baby closer. The queen spoke again. You will come with me. I will test you. If you pass, your people may live. If you fail, Earth will sleep forever beneath the blue veil. Before he could ask what that meant, light surrounded him. The clearing vanished. The forest, the dirt, the broken soldiers all gone. He stood now on a silver platform floating above a massive alien city. The buildings shimmered like crystal towers. Strange ships moved between them like fish in a sea of light. The queen stood beside him. The baby was still in his arms. And in that moment, Liam knew this was only the beginning. He didn't know why she chose him. He didn't know what the test would be. But one thing was clear. The child mattered more than anything. And the queen. She was watching every move he made. Liam stood still on the silver platform, holding the alien baby close to his chest. The wind here was gentle but strange, carrying the scent of something sweet and metallic. Below him, the alien city moved like a dream. Buildings pulsed with soft light. Roads shifted and curved on their own, as if alive. The queen walked ahead. Without looking back, Liam followed, nervous and unsure. He still didn't know where he was or what would happen next. He only knew that the baby in his arms had stopped crying, and that seemed to matter more than anything else. Guards in gold and silver armor lined the glowing pathway. They watched him with emotionless eyes. Some had weapons shaped like staffs or blades made from light, but none of them moved. Not a single one challenged him. He was with her. With the queen, she led him into a tall structure that rose like a crystal mountain. Inside, the walls shifted color with every step: blue, then green, then pale white. The baby let out a soft hum, almost like it could feel the colors. A soft voice echoed around them. "The challenge begins now." Liam looked around but didn't see anyone else. The queen spoke without moving her lips. "You must keep her calm. She is sensitive to pain, sound, fear, and lies. If she cries, you will lose her trust. And mine." Liam looked down. The baby stared back at him. Its silver eyes blinked slowly, watching him like it understood everything. He whispered, "It's okay. I've got you." The baby reached up and touched his cheek. Suddenly, a sharp sound rang through the air. A cold breeze swept through the hall, and the floor under Liam's feet changed. It became soft and uneven, like shifting sand. He stumbled, but held the baby tight. She let out a small whimper. "No, no, no, she." Liam whispered fast, rocking her gently. "I'm here." The sand hardened into sharp glass, then into smooth stone again. Liam breathed out, relieved. The queen stood silently, watching from a distance. A glowing circle formed behind her. It showed Earth cities covered in blue light, soldiers frozen like statues. Liam frowned. "What are you doing to them?" She answered in his mind, "Nothing yet. But they are trapped in a field of silence. No sound, no thought. If you fail, they remain that way. Forever." Liam's hands tightened. "Why me?" The queen finally spoke aloud, her voice soft but firm. "You held my daughter like she was your own. You touched her without fear. You sang a song not for praise, but for peace. That is rare." The baby made a sound like a laugh. It reached up and played with Liam's collar. The queen walked closer. Her crown shimmered, and her green armor reflected the room's glowing light. "There is more," she said. "You must understand her language. She is still young, but her mind is quick. If you cannot hear her heart, you are not ready." Liam blinked. "You mean, talk to her?" The queen nodded. "Not with words, with presence." Liam sat down slowly on a soft platform that rose beneath him. He placed the baby in his lap and looked into her eyes. He didn't speak. He just breathed slowly, matching her pace. In, out, in, out. Something shifted. He saw flashes in his head. A forest, a crystal toy, a falling sky, a bright star, a hand reaching out. Then, warmth. The baby was showing him something. He whispered, "You're scared, but you feel safe now." The baby's tiny hands touched his face again. Liam smiled. The queen stepped forward. "She has not opened her mind to anyone before, not even me." Liam looked up. "She's lonely." The queen looked away for a moment. "Her father died before she was born. My people expect me to raise her with strength, not warmth, but she cries often. And they say I have failed." Liam stood. "You didn't fail. You just needed help." The queen stared at him. For a second, something soft appeared in her eyes. Then her voice became sharp. "Again, your next test begins soon. Rest while you can." The walls shifted again, forming a round chamber with light flowing from the ceiling. A soft bed appeared behind Liam. He sat down, still holding the baby. He looked at the queen. "What's her name?" The queen answered quietly, "Ilari." Liam looked down. "Ilari," he whispered. "You're safe." The baby smiled. Her silver eyes closed slowly, and for the first time, she slept. Liam didn't remember falling asleep. But when he opened his eyes, the chamber was dark and still. Soft lights floated in the air like glowing feathers. The baby, Ilari, was still in his arms, warm and peaceful. She hadn't made a sound all night. He looked around. The room was quiet, but he could feel it shifting. Not the walls, but the air. Like something was waiting. Then a soft voice entered his mind again. She is calm. You've done well. Now comes the true test. Liam stood. Slowly. I thought this was the test. The queen appeared before him, stepping through a doorway of light. She looked the same tall, graceful, glowing softly in her green and gold armor. But her eyes were colder now. She didn't speak right away. Instead, she lifted her hand, and the baby floated from Liam's arms into hers. Ilari stirred but didn't cry. The queen held her close. Then she turned to Liam. There's a wound in our world, she said aloud this time. A place where life is sick. You must go there with Ilari. If she remains calm, the sickness will lift. If she cries, the sickness will spread. Liam blinked. You want me to take her into danger? The queen's eyes narrowed. You think war is safe? You think life is ever without risk? Liam didn't answer. A new doorway opened behind her. It showed a twisted forest. The trees were black. The ground cracked. A blue fog crawled across the roots. The air inside shimmered with sickness. Ilari reached out for Liam. The queen looked at him. If she chooses you, you cannot refuse. Liam nodded slowly. Then let's go. The queen placed the baby gently back in his arms. Ilari pressed her face to his chest. Liam stepped into the doorway. The light swallowed them both. They landed on soft ground, but the air was heavy. Liam coughed once. His eyes burned. The fog was thick, and the forest felt like it was alive, but in pain. He held Ilari close. She was quiet, not asleep, but watching. Her little hand reached toward the fog like she felt it. As he walked, the ground cracked under his boots. The trees bent slightly, whispering strange sounds. It wasn't wind. It was more like a voice trying to speak but choking on its own breath. Liam followed a path that appeared beneath his feet. It shimmered faintly, like light on water. As long as he walked it, the fog seemed to stay away. But then, a shape moved. Ahead, tall, sharp, a creature made of glass and shadows. It had no eyes, just a twisting face that seemed to change every second. It didn't walk. It floated. Ilari tensed in his arms. No, Liam whispered. Not now. Stay with me. The creature raised one long arm. The fog thickened around them. The air turned to ice. Liam's legs began to shake. Ilari made a sound, soft but scared. No, Liam said again. I've got you. You're safe. He began to hum. The same tune from before. That soft old lullaby. Ilari blinked slowly. The fog stopped moving. Liam took a step forward. The creature watched. He took another step and began to sing softly. Ilari pressed her cheek to his shoulder. The creature let out a sound like breaking glass. Then it turned and vanished into the fog. Liam kept walking, still singing. The path turned toward a small hill. At the top, a stone tree stood. Its branches were bare. Its trunk glowed with a pale light, but it flickered like a dying flame. Liam reached out and touched it. Ilari looked up at the tree. Then she reached out too, and her little fingers touched the bark. The tree changed. Its branches lit up like stars. Leaves burst from its limbs, glowing silver and green. The fog pulled back like a wave returning to the sea. Liam stood still, stunned. The sickness was gone. He looked down at Ilari. She smiled softly. And for the first time, Liam smiled too. Returned through the light gate, back to the queen's chamber. The alien guards watched him with quiet respect. The queen stepped forward. Her eyes no longer cold, but full of something new. You walked through the sickness, she said. and healed it with care, not weapons. You sang to my daughter, not for reward, but for her heart. Liam looked at her. She trusted me. That was enough. The queen was silent for a moment. Then she said quietly, "Perhaps you are the one." Liam stood still as the queen stepped closer. The alien baby, Ilari, was calm in his arms again. Her silver eyes looked around the grand chamber with curiosity. The alien guards stood silent like statues, but they watched every move he made. The queen raised her hand. A soft wave of energy passed through the room. The lights dimmed slightly. The air grew warm. "You healed a place that none of us could touch," she said. "And you did it with no weapon, no shield. Only care." Liam nodded quietly. "I just didn't want her to cry." The queen tilted her head. That was enough. She walked over to a tall platform. With a soft command, the surface rose and revealed a glowing pool beneath the floor. Inside the pool, visions danced cities, stars, and strange creatures. Liam saw brief flashes of Earth, cities covered in the queen's blue energy, people frozen in time. The queen looked at the images, then turned to him. "My people are divided," she said. "Some want peace, some want power. Ilari, she may rule one day, but only if she can connect with both worlds." Liam frowned. "You mean Earth and your world?" She nodded. "Yes, she is born from both." Liam's heart skipped. "Both?" The queen looked away. "Her father was human." Liam stared. "You were with a human?" She gave a slow nod. "He came before the war. A scout, wounded. I found him. He was kind, brave. I broke the laws of my people to be with him. But he died before Ilari was born." Liam didn't speak. He looked down at the child in his arms. "She's part human," he whispered. "Yes," said the queen. "And that makes her powerful and dangerous. The council fears her. They fear her softness. Her heart." Liam looked up. "Then why keep her away from people like me?" The queen stepped down from the platform. "Because I feared losing her. I failed to soothe her cries. I failed to calm her sleep. I ruled armies, but could not bring peace to my own child." Her voice shook, just slightly. Liam took a small step forward. "You didn't fail, you just needed someone who understands." The queen looked at him for a long time. Then she said, "Tomorrow you will stand before the council. You will speak for Ilari. If they accept you, she may grow in peace. If not, she will be taken from me." Liam's chest grew tight. "Taken?" "They will raise her as a tool, a weapon to use against Earth and against me." Ilari reached for her mother. The queen walked closer and placed her hand on the baby's back. Ilari smiled and touched her crown. Liam looked into the queen's eyes. "Then I'll make them listen." She raised her eyebrows. "You, a simple human?" He nodded. "They need to hear the truth. She's not a threat. She's a bridge." The queen looked at him silently. Then she spoke again softly. "My people respond to strength, not only in body but in will. If you fail tomorrow, they will erase you." Liam held Ilari tighter. "Then I won't fail." That night he didn't sleep. He sat with Ilari in a quiet garden made of glowing trees and soft silver grass. The stars above moved slowly, almost like they were alive. Ilari hummed softly in her sleep. Her fingers curled around his shirt. Liam thought about Earth, about his people frozen under blue light, about the war that never made sense, and about the strange path that brought him here, not to fight, but to care. He whispered to the sleeping baby, "I'll protect you, even if the whole galaxy tries to stop me." In the morning, he stood before the council. The chamber was tall and cold. 12 figures sat in a circle, their robes glowing with deep purple and silver patterns. Their eyes were sharp, unblinking. Their voices echoed even when they whispered. The queen stood beside him, but did not speak. Liam stepped forward. Holding Ilari, a voice asked, You are the human?" He nodded. "You think kindness is enough to guide a ruler?" He looked down at the baby. "I think love is stronger than fear." Another voice spoke. "Would you protect her from war? Even if she turned against your world?" Liam answered, "Yes, because if she turns, it means we failed her first." Silence. Then one final voice asked, "Why should you be trusted with the daughter of a queen?" Liam looked straight at them. "Because she chose me." The room stayed silent after Liam's words. The council didn't move. Their glowing robes shimmered faintly, but their faces showed no reaction. 12 alien leaders sat like statues, their thoughts hidden behind unreadable eyes. Liam didn't lower his head. He stood tall, holding Alari close. The baby looked around with calm eyes blinking slowly. She touched his shoulder gently and leaned into his chest. She was not afraid. That small gesture meant everything. After a long pause, one council member finally spoke. His voice was deep, slow, and careful. "You believe she chose you. That may be true, but feelings are not enough for power." Another voice followed. This one was cold and sharp. "If she stays with her mother, she will become soft. If she stays with you, she will become weaker." That is the fear. The queen stood beside Liam, silent. Her fists were clenched. Her crown dimmed slightly, as if her heart was heavy. Liam took a breath. "She's not weak," he said. "She's strong. Strong enough to love even when the world hurts. Strong enough to calm a forest filled with sickness. And strong enough to open her heart to someone like me." A third voice echoed through the chamber. "Then let her prove it." Suddenly, the floor shifted. A circle of light opened beneath them. Liam felt the air change. Alari looked up quickly, eyes wide. The queen stepped back, surprised. The council continued. "You and the child will enter the trial of the mind. She will face what frightens her most. If she can stay calm with you beside her, you may both live. If not," the words didn't finish. They didn't need to. Liam looked at the queen. Her eyes were full of worry, but she nodded slowly. The light rose around Liam and Alari. Then everything turned white. He blinked, and they were somewhere else. The sky was black. The stars had vanished. A deep cold surrounded them. The ground was gone. It was just space, empty and wide. Alari clung to him tightly. Liam turned slowly. He saw shapes forming in the dark, shadows with no face. Voices began to whisper fast, angry, scared. They weren't speaking words. They were feelings: fear, loneliness, pain. Alari trembled in his arms. "No," he whispered. "Don't listen to them. I'm here." The shadows moved closer. One reached out and brushed his shoulder. Liam felt ice shoot through his chest. His heart began to race. He couldn't breathe. Alari cried out. "No, stay with me," Liam said. His voice shook. "I won't let them touch you." He sat down, closed his eyes, and began to hum again. The same soft lullaby. Alari's shaking slowed. He kept singing. Again and again, the shadows hissed, but they faded. The stars came back, slowly, one by one. Alari touched his face, then leaned into him. Her silver eyes closed, and the darkness cracked like glass. They returned to the council chamber. Everything was silent. Alari was asleep in his arms, safe, calm. The queen stepped forward and placed her hand on Liam's shoulder. "You did it." One by one, the council members stood. The first voice returned. "You faced the test, not with weapons, not with lies, but with truth, with care." The cold voice spoke again, but softer now. "We feared the child. We feared her heart, perhaps. We feared wrong." The queen looked at them. "Then let her stay with him." The chamber grew bright. Then the final voice spoke once more. It was neither kind nor cruel. It was full of judgment, but also peace. "The child may grow in peace with both bloods. With both worlds, let it be written. Let it be done. Liam looked down at the sleeping baby. Then he looked at the Queen, and for the first time, she smiled not just with her face, but with her eyes. She whispered, "You were never here to win a war. You were here to win a heart." Liam stood in the center of the grand hall. The decision was made. The lights above the council dimmed, and the 12 members slowly stepped down from their high seats. For the first time they lowered their heads, not in shame, but in respect. Ilari still slept in his arms. Her small hand was curled against his chest, and her soft breath tickled his neck. She had passed the test, not with power, but with trust. Not with force, but with heart. The Queen stood beside him, silent and proud. Her green and gold armor shone brighter than before. Her crown glowed with life. But it wasn't victory in her eyes, it was something deeper. Peace, relief, hope. The voice of the council echoed once more. Let Earth be freed. The silence will end. Let her people walk again. Let this child grow between two stars. With a wave of light, a window opened across the wall. Liam saw Earth. The blue veil that covered it for weeks was pulling back. Cities blinked back to life. The people who had been frozen began to move again, blinking, speaking, looking around as if waking from a long dream. Liam stared at the image. He whispered, "They're free." The Queen nodded. "Because of you." Liam looked up at her. "I didn't fight. I didn't command an army." She stepped closer. "You gave my daughter peace. You held her when I couldn't. You taught her to listen to her heart." He looked down at the baby, still sleeping. "She taught me too," he said. The Queen gave a small laugh. "Ilari always teaches, even when she's quiet." They walked together through the crystal halls, past the guards who now bowed as they passed. Liam didn't feel like a hero. He still didn't know what would happen next. But for the first time since the war began, he felt calm. They reached the royal garden, where trees shimmered and stars moved slowly above like gentle fireflies. The Queen stopped and looked at him. "There is one more choice." Liam raised his eyes. "What do you mean?" She held out her hand. "Stay here. With us, with her." He looked around. The city was strange but beautiful. The people were different, but not cruel. He had seen what they feared and what they hoped. He had seen their hearts, and they had seen his. He looked down at Ilari. Her silver eyes opened slowly. She looked at him and gave a soft sound. A happy one. Then she reached for the Queen. Liam gently placed her in her mother's arms. She held the baby close, but kept her hand extended toward him. Liam paused. Then he smiled. "I'll stay." The Queen stepped forward. She didn't speak, but her eyes said everything. She placed her forehead gently against his, an old gesture from her world. In that moment, Liam wasn't just a visitor. He was part of something new. A bridge between two stars. A healer in a world of war, and a protector of the child who changed everything.